Hello guys and welcome back to Makeup FOMO. Today we are doing such a fun, cool video idea. I actually got this inspiration from Soph Does Nails here on YouTube. I can definitely link her video below. But I saw that she did a video using all free samples, a full face, using all free samples, and I was like, that is such a good idea. I have a massive amount of samples, whether it's from just free Ulta samples, you know, that they throw in, or those like Ulta promos where you get like a whole makeup bag just full of like random samples, or like from Ipsy and Birchboxes, and just a ton of little sample products that we don't really usually find like a ton of use for. We probably all, I mean, I know I did have like a huge collection of like sample products somewhere in our makeup stash that we just like never really dabble in, either because they're kind of inconvenient because there's only like one or two uses, or we just have those products that we just use on a regular basis that we just don't really tread into the sample world somewhere in our collection. So I thought it was a really cool idea to try to put a full face together using all free samples, and I could kind of work through my samples and kind of like actually get some use out of them rather than them just sitting there collecting dust going to waste. And it's kind of interesting to try out some new products that I've never used before and see maybe I fall in love with something that I just had a small sample of that I'd want to maybe purchase in a full size. And it was actually just a really fun challenge in general, so I really had a lot of fun with this video. This is the look that I came up with. This entire face was free. Everything on my face was for free, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, this is a really fun video to film. I haven't seen anyone else do this video other than her, but I thought it was a brilliant idea, and it was definitely a challenge. Not everything worked out perfectly. As you can imagine, when it comes to samples, you're usually pretty limited in like your color selection and things like that, but I think we got a pretty okay look out of it, and it was mostly just a fun challenge. So I definitely challenge you guys to see if you can do this. I think it'd be so interesting, and if you do, leave your comments down below how it went, because it was so interesting and it was so much fun, and I'd love to see more people do these videos because it's completely different. It's not your tried and true everyday stuff, and it's nothing that you've even spent your own money on. So you might not have any interest in it, but might as well give it a go rather than, you know, just throwing it away or wasting it. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get into the video. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started.
You have like red lipstick like all over. It's like still there, but I love you.
Love you. Okay, so first things at first, we are going to start with a moisturizer, and this is the Shiseido Refining Moisturizer. I don't have, nor have I ever tried anything from Shiseido, but this came obviously as a free sample. I don't really hear much about Shiseido, so I don't know. I've just never really been inclined. This is what it looks like. So it's just a clear moisturizer. There's actually a ton of product in these little sample packets, which is kind of awesome. You could probably get at least 2 uses out of this little foil packet. So that feels like very moisturizing. You can kind of feel it sitting on your skin. Not in the sense that it's not like sinking in, but it just feels very hydrated. I like the feeling of that a lot. So next we are going to move on to primer, of course, and I actually have a couple different primers that I want to try. They all kind of do something a little bit different, so I figured we might as well just try a couple of them. The first one is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. So this is freaking purple, which I was not expecting at first, but I guess that's kind of what makes it brightening. You know how if you use like a purple like color corrector, it's supposed to brighten and kind of combat like sallowness and that kind of stuff. So I'm guessing that's why it's purple, but I was just not expecting that at first. So this also feels like very hydrating. I just read the back of the little packet, and it does say that it's supposed to be hydrating. So my face is feeling like super moisturized right now, which feels really nice. But I'm not sure. Is my skin like more luminous? I guess kind of. Okay. So I'm going to try another primer. This is by Pixi. It's the Flawless Beauty Primer little sample. Pixi by Petra. They sell this brand at Target. I know that. And it says that it's a truly luxurious skin illuminating face primer to correct uneven skin tone, restore skin's youthful glow, and balance skin hydration. It has vitamin E and vitamin A. Apply before makeup for smooth application by itself for a lit from within glow, or as a midday refresher over existing makeup. I don't know who would put a primer over their existing makeup because I feel like that would mess it up. Is that just me? Why would you, like, if you already have your makeup and your powder done, why would you just rub something over top of it? That's weird. So I'm just gonna ooh. Oh my gosh. This is like a skin color. Do you see that? That kind of looks almost like a concealer shade or something. I'm just gonna concentrate this like right on my cheeks here. Just because, I don't know. Alright, I'll put a little. Okay, let's just put it everywhere. I took a little bit too much. Let's see what this does. It almost has like this tiniest bit of coverage, like almost like a tinted moisturizer. My skin is looking like extra luminous now. It almost looks kind of greasy, doesn't it? I think that is from the Pixi because it wasn't quite that illuminated after the Becca primer. So I'm thinking that that is the Pixi primer. I like it though. I love a luminous base. I love a luminous finish to my skin. So I'm definitely into the look of that. So we are looking super hydrated and glowy, which I'm loving. And then the very last primer that I'm gonna use just literally like right here on my pores is this little tiny baby sample of the Benefit POREfessional. I have actually tried this before and I really do like it, and I really think that it actually works. And this freaking little baby size is so adorable. So I'm literally just gonna put this right here where my problem pores are. I really don't have an issue with pores anywhere besides right next to my nose. Guys, do you see this glow? It looks like I have highlighter on already or something. I don't know. Okay, so for foundation, I'm really not sure how the coloring is going to work out because I was obviously a little bit limited in my selection. But I first have the IT Cosmetics CC cream, but it's in the shade medium, which is obviously not my shade right now at all, but probably would be in the summer. And then I also have this little Lancome Tin Idol Ultra 24-hour little, this is like the samples that literally it's just like a peel off, and then it has like a tiny little amount in there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put the IT Cosmetics one, has definitely a lot more product in it than the Lancome one does. So I think I'm gonna start with the IT Cosmetics, try to apply as much as I can, and then we're gonna see if we can work this in somewhere, maybe like use this in just certain areas. It's gonna be an adventure, let's see. I have actually always been pretty curious about this IT Cosmetics CC cream because I feel like literally every single person that tries it loves it. I feel like people just rave about it. So two things right off the bat. A, it's obviously like way too dark of a shade for me, but that's okay. We're just gonna try it out anyway. And it smells very like, it has a very strong scent, not in a bad way, but it's like, I don't know if it's florally. It's very, very fragranced. And in case you're wondering, I'm using the Crown Brushes brush that came in this month's BoxyCharm. It's actually technically a blush brush, I'm pretty sure. That's what it said it was, but I have been using it for foundation ever since I got it. And actually, I watched Kathleen Light's BoxyCharm unboxing, and she said the same thing when she opened it. She's like, I would so use this for foundation. And I was like, girl, I thought the same thing. So I've been really liking it for foundation. So if you got BoxyCharm this month and you got this brush, I would definitely suggest trying it out for foundation. Okay, so this is obviously, look at the difference between my neck and my face. I am into how this looks so far. I mean, I look very, very dewy. Like I think I don't have oily skin. I have actually dry skin, so I don't get oily, but I look oily. Like I kind of look greasy. This definitely has pretty good coverage, especially for a CC cream. I like the coverage of this a lot so far, and I love how illuminating it looks. I'm into it. I would love to try this in a lighter shade though. So I think what I'm gonna do in order to incorporate the Lancome sample is I'm just gonna take, these don't have a lot of product in them. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. I don't really know how this color is going to compare either, but I'm thinking I'm just going to put this over some of the areas that I need a little bit more coverage, kind of like a concealer, and just see if the coverage of this kind of helps build it up a little bit. Oh, that's actually a bit lighter. There is just really like not much product in these at all. Like I'm really not sure how they expect people to test these out and like get an idea of how they like it when they literally give them like half a squirt of product. Like that is all, like just basically right here, a tiny bit here and a tiny bit here. Like at least with this packet, I could probably get a whole nother face out of this. I used about half. So like this, you could actually get a real idea of how it works for you. I don't understand how they expect anyone to be able to actually get a feel for the product with that small of a sample. I'm just saying. Okay, so that did nothing. Like literally, that's still red. That's still showing through, so okay. Okay, so I have a couple concealer samples that we can try out. I have a few of the Too Faced Born This Way samples. It's just the same kind of setup as the Lancome one with the little foil. And then this is also the Urban Decay Naked Skin in the same kind of packaging. I don't know what these shades are gonna look like. Oh geez. So this is medium light neutral in the Naked Skin, which that's pretty dark. So I don't know if that's gonna work. In the Born This Way, I have fair, and I also have medium. So I think I'm gonna maybe I'll mix them and put them under my eyes. And I'm just gonna blend these in with my fingers, as I always do. Ooh, I put like a tiny bit of the light and a tiny bit of the medium on my finger. The medium is very like kind of orange toned, but I think that's actually working out very well because as you probably noticed, I have a little bit of darkness, especially right in here on both my eyes. And, you know, orange kind of salmon-y colors are really good at counteracting darkness under the eyes. And I think that that's exactly what that did because it's looking a lot brighter and it definitely looks a lot less discolored. And then what I was thinking with like the darker concealers that I obviously can't use on my face, was thinking about trying these out for cream contour. So I'm just gonna spread, wow, that's very dark. Okay. So I'm gonna put this like right up here, oh boy. And, you know, around the perimeter where I would usually bronze and then kind of stipple that in. We're just playing around here today, guys, so if this doesn't work out, that is totally okay. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. small stipple brush to blend that in. This is a very, very like warm toned concealer color. This is almost like an orange. It blended in really nicely and it looks very skin-like. So as a cream contour, I think the shade's not so awesome, but I think like the formula and stuff isn't bad. Okay, so next I'm going to set my under eyes and my face, and I have this super little baby Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder sample that I got in like a big Ulta sample thing. Look how freaking cute this little guy is. And it's actually like packaged pretty nicely. Like even underneath the lid, it has that little flap to keep it all closed and keep the powder in there. So even though it's just a sample size, like it's nice. So I'm going to just use this under my eyes and then just a little bit over the rest of my face because I want to keep the luminosity, but I definitely want to set it. I have only heard amazing things about this setting powder, so I'm actually pretty excited to try it out. Okay, so now my face is set, and I think that powder is nice. I mean, it doesn't seem to be doing like anything crazy. It just set everything. But I probably have to use it a few more times. There's a ton of uses in that container, so I'm definitely going to continue to use it. So now that my face is set, I'm going to move on to brows really quickly. They're kind of still filled in from yesterday. I never really like scrub my eyebrows away, so I don't really need to do too much with them. So I think I'm just gonna stick to this. This is the Benefit They're Real like tinted brow gel. It's just this little free sample size. It's actually a pretty decent size sample. So I'm just gonna run this through my brows, see how tinted it really is. So this is what the applicator looks like. It's basically the same wand as like the They're Real mascara. So let's see. Oh, there's a ton of product on this little knobby part in the front, so be careful of that. Oh, that's actually very tinted. Do you see how that really like, You can kind of compare. It's actually definitely way darker than this one. I actually like this a lot because this, you can do that little feathery thing with the front of your brows and kind of brush it up and make it look really natural, and then kind of brush the rest up and get that really natural kind of fluffy feathery look. I feel like you can't really use the actual wand part. I feel like you almost have to use this front part because it's like too long to like, look, it takes up my whole brow. So how are you supposed to use the whole like middle part? I feel like the only part that you can really use is that little ball tip. I think if I didn't have like any product in them at all from before, I would probably need to like just fill them in and shape them a little bit more. But just for like everyday quick, I'm just running out of the house to run some errands after this. So I think that it's definitely good enough for that. So now we are going to finish up with powder products. The first one I'm going to use to set my cream contour is this Ciate London Bamboo Bronzer. It's just a super mini free little like trial size. It's really, really small, but it's super warm. I've actually used this before quite a few times and I love the warm tone of it. So I'm just gonna run this over the normal places that I would normally bronze where I set the cream contour, just to set that down. I just love warm tone bronzers, so that shade is just perfect for me. I just love super like mini things, so this video is just so fun for me. Like that little Cover FX thing was so adorable, but look at this little, the Balm Springs blush. Like I just love that, I mean the pan is just, you know, the average sample size pan, but I love that they put it, it's magnetized. And they still have, you know, all the cute little detailing as they would on their full size. So I just love cute little things like this. And they're so nice for, like, if you're really strapped when you're traveling, you can literally only bring, like, the smallest makeup bag. This is perfect because you can use, I mean, this you can use a million times and not run out of product. But it's so small and compact that you can throw it literally in the smallest of makeup bags and have all the blush that you need. It's such a perfect, just neutral, simple pink color. Like this goes with literally any look. If you're doing like a no makeup look, or even if you're doing like, you know, a little bit more of a full face, it's such a nice color. Are you guys noticing how that luminosity from the primers is still like peeking through my blush? It's peeking through right here under my eyes. So I think the foundation and the powder didn't cover it up, and that's pretty impressive. If a primer can like show through layers of foundation and concealer and powder, then that's pretty impressive. And then lastly, for powder products, I'm just going to use this Urban Decay. It's an Afterglow 8-hour powder highlighter. It's like, it's just weird packaging. It's like this big cardboardy thing, and then it just has the little powder highlighter like wrapped up in here. But this is actually such a nice highlighter. I have used this a few times. You can obviously totally use it for eyeshadow as well, and not that I need a whole lot more of glow, but it's pretty pigmented, so I'm gonna be really glowy in about 2 seconds. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like this is really, really pigmented. And then I always bring some down my nose. So now that we have all of our powder products done, I'm just going to set my face. This is freaking so cute too. This is a little baby Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 primer and setting spray. And like it literally has a little tiny pump on there. When I saw this, I was like, that's too cute. Oh geez. Oh. Okay, as you can probably imagine, the nozzle on that is not awesome, but I'm sure they're not putting a ton of effort into making their tester nozzles really amazing. Wow, that smells... does that smell like coconut? I think it smells like coconut. Ooh, that smells so good. Do they make this in like a body spray? Okay, so for eyes, we're like a tiny bit limited because I really don't have a ton of options. So we're just gonna work with what we've got. The first thing I have is this Jelly Pong Pong Cosmetics little eyeshadow duo in the shade Supercharged. As you can tell, these are both shimmery, but it does have a cute little mirror in it. I also have this Luna by Luna eyeshadow little mini sample thing. It's just a single eyeshadow in the shade Jace. So that's just like this little warm tone. That would be like a nice transition shade. And then I love the packaging of this little sample. It's by Peak Cosmetics, and it just slides out. It's like a tin. It slides out like that. And it's kind of like this nice bronzy shimmery shade. And then lastly, I have this shade from, I don't know what this is. Is this supposed to be Peak also? But I don't know what brand that's supposed to be, but it's just like this burgundy kind of shimmery shade. I'm gonna use this one first. But the color is really pretty. I like it. It's like a peachy pink kind of shade. I like it. So I think what I'm going to do, even though I think this is a little shimmery, I don't really care about shimmer in my crease. I'm going to try to deepen the crease a little using that little Peak bronzy shade. I'm going to see, I don't know how pigmented this is going to be. I'm going to just try packing a little bit of this shade right in the like outer third of my lid and see how that's gonna look. I really do like burgundy shades like this, so I'm gonna use the gold instead, and I'm gonna put that right on the lid. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of this gold right on the inner corner as well. So this is the look. And it's really not like even that noticeable. It's, I guess you could call it a more natural kind of look. All the shades we were using, none of them were really too dark or too contrasting, so it would have been hard to get anything darker or, you know, smokier than this. But this is perfect for what I need for today. I'm just running around. So I think that this worked really nicely, and I like the shades. I would definitely use a lot of these again for sure. So next, I'm just going to throw on some mascara. I have two little free sample size mascaras. One is the Makeup Forever Excessive Lash, and then the other is this Marcel, which I've never really heard of this brand before, Extension Plus Curl. So I'm just going to try both of these out and just layer them. I'm not going to do like any eyeliner or anything like that today, and we'll see how these look together. So one coat of this Marcel mascara, it doesn't do a lot, really. It's definitely, I think, separating and a little bit lengthening, but it doesn't add a ton of volume. So I'm going to layer it on top with the Makeup Forever one. So that definitely added a little bit more volume. I think that looks nice, and it definitely has a little bit of curl to it as well. I think I'll use this one, the Makeup Forever one, as well on the bottom lashes. I think the wand for this is a little better for that. And last, we have lips. I have a few options here. One is from Winky Lux. It's their Double Matte Whip in the shade Angel Food. This is such a little cute baby size. This is definitely like a corally kind of orangey pink. And then they also have one from Manna Kadar Beauty Simplified. I don't really know this brand, but this is their Lip Locked Priming Gloss Stain. This is actually kind of similar. This one's a little bit more, I guess this one's, yeah, a bit more pink. Oh no, this is actually the cutest one of all. This is a super, super small NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Devil's Food Cake. I love the NYX Butter Glosses, and I just think this is adorable. And it's a little bit more festive. I think this is going to be like a wine kind of shade. I've never used this before. Ooh. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh. Wow. that is the lip color. I think that is gorgeous. I like dark, pretty pigmented glosses because they're a little bit lower maintenance than like a dark vampy liquid lipstick where you have to be like very, very precise, but you still kind of get the impact of like a bold, dramatic lip. Doesn't really go. I'm gonna have to not wear red, but I think that's really pretty. Okay guys, so that is everything for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was really fun for me to kind of dive into my collection of samples and give them all a go. It's just so easy to overlook them when we're going through our makeup on a daily basis, so this was really fun to try to put a whole look together using only the samples, and I think we came up with something pretty decent. I could wear this out of the house for sure, and basically this didn't cost me any money, so that's pretty cool too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys would like to subscribe, we would love to have you. We have a lot of fun here, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in our next video. Bye guys.